What's up guys, new day, new cam package, full cam package, Series 2, the 2012 VE, so one of the last ones. As you can see, Z series. I think they might have done a run at the end where they were pretty much just all Z series, but...
Yeah, this isn't one, because it doesn't have the, like the red line gear, the brakes and stuff. So
it's got Z series badges on it.
Yeah, but it's not like mine was a Z series where it was basically a fully optioned red line.
Yeah,
a bit different.
Yeah, not a red line, just a Z series. Anyway, pretty nice car, manual VE, getting full package, 1287, CNC heads, all the rest. Standard pretty much stuff, but we'll film it anyway. It's currently got an Empire exhaust, full Empire exhaust, and does have an OTR, but it's still MAF, and we're gonna swap that out for a Black Ops system. So there you go guys, pretty good result, considering it's just exhaust and OTR, nearly 360 at the wheels, from a stock motor, not bad. Not bad at all, but we're gonna make it a lot better. A lot better. Righto boys and girls, so the big donk out of the VE is going together. Bo has already installed the 1287, timed it, everything's already done. We've already got LS7 lifters and buckets in there, ready to go. L98 valley cover, you know, all the berries and beans, and Bo's cleaned up and is putting together our CNC'd heads at the moment, which is happy days, so awesome stuff. Righto guys, heads are assembled, they've been CC'd, we've got all our data, we've put our 25% underdraft balancer on it. It is like a proper rubber lined one, so hopefully it's okay, but we'll find out anyway. So it's the power bond kit, we'll see how it goes. Bo's just finishing up our CHE trunnions on the rockers so that our rocker gear can go on, push rods and everything else, and then covers, and then we are ready to get the car back in on the hoist and start looking at getting this thing in the car, so. Yeehaw. So I know I've really sort of just brushed over this, guys. We have just done so many of them that I feel like just regurgitating the information every time is going to start getting like really stout. It definitely is to film and edit. So I'll put a link in the description of an earlier one of essentially the same kit that we have done where I did a bit more in depth if you want to know a bit more about the process. But yeah, at this point of the game, we've done that many, we do that many. I've put that many on the channel that I do just sort of gloss through them. But the in-depth ones are there. They're just older, earlier ones that we've done. The information's out there. All right, yeehaw, CHE trunnions, double springs, all the usual goodness. CNC. So we do know, obviously, with these with 6 litres, we have seen up to just over 500 wheel on E85 and around about 495 on 98 on, you know, really good examples. And I always say that, I never promise it because there's just too many variables, too many little things that change your horsepower readout on the dyno. Even tires at that sort of power level can be worth 40 horsepower. Like it is crazy how many little things can change. You know, if you got good quality, good condition rubber couplers on the tail shaft, that's going to help. If you got shit ones, you're going to lose power. Drive shaft angles, half shaft angles, all these things is little differences that do change a lot. But interesting to see whether this is going to be one of those freak ones that does really well and how much our 25% underdrive is actually going to be worth for that. So anyway, again guys, it's totally my fault. I should have been onto that balancer earlier. We don't normally like fitting these sorts of balancers. We didn't supply it, he supplied it, and I just, with all the chaos of coming into Christmas and stuff, there was just a few things that I forgot about, and that was one of them. I had meant to make sure we had a new stock one to put on, and we don't have time to get one, and that's my fault. So but yeah, obviously he's happy enough for us to fit this. He just sort of left it up to us, and if I had the option, I would rather just put a new stock one on it, but we've already got it, it's already here. Don't have time for another stock one, so let's see how it goes. And it is at least one of the ones that is rubber lined. It is an actual balancer, it's not just a pulley. So it's that big problem with some of them are just pulleys, and even these ones, although it is a rubber one and it will be okay, they just don't work as well as a stock one does to mitigate the vibrations and dampen things like that, which is what they're meant to do. But anyway, I'm not super worried about it. Just want to make it clear that I don't fully endorse it, and it's not something we would normally fit here, but it was supplied and it's here and we're doing it. So yeah, obviously car already had it at VCM OTR. We're just putting a mapless conversion boot on it, and then it already had that exhaust, which we're changing to a full black ops system, which is here, and we are putting a new NPC heavy duty single plate organic clutch in it. Yeah, so happy day, should be good. So that's what I meant to do, check for engine mounts. Righto guys, it's coming along. As you can see, motors together, back in the car, new clutch and everything's on there. It probably doesn't look like it because of the way the weather is at the moment, but it's actually quite late. We're well past 6 o'clock at the moment. It's just that there's plenty of storms rolling around, so we're ready to drop everything and move all the cars in at a moment's notice. But the owner, this is booked for a wedding. I think I did go through this before. The heads took a little bit longer than we anticipated, and his wedding's coming up pretty quick. So we're here trying to smack it all together and get it done for him so that it can be done and tuned for when he needs it. So yeah, working back late, getting this thing sorted. Because coming up to Christmas, we are going to be flat out. Righto guys, so Bo and I were here last night until about 9 PM, cracking on with this thing. Bo's then continued to crack on with it today, and we are sort of getting to that point. So he did have, well, not solid engine mounts, but he had tough mounts on the engine and the gearbox, and the old balancer was a bit wobbly, and it had a solid gearbox mount. So they're mostly just unnecessary, particularly at this sort of level. We have never really had any problems apart from obviously regular maintenance intervals as far as the stock, the standard engine mounts go. And obviously they drive like a factory one because they are factory. So although the tough mounts and the solid mount and stuff are great for the idea that, you know, they're solid and they're not going to be problematic, they're not going to fail. They do just transfer all that vibration straight through into everything, and he was not sort of happy with how much it was vibrating. So hopefully with our underdrive balancer kit, we've sorted out most of the, obviously the source of the vibration, and then between the engine mounts and the gearbox mount being changed out now for rubber type ones, we should be pretty right and back to the way it should be driving as it was a factory car, which is how we like to have them. We like them to drive like they were factory, but just, you know, 450 horsepower worth of factory drive. Yeah. All right. So anyway, Bo's got it sorted. We got oil pressure up. Everything's sorted out. So Rex is just writing in our new tune file, start this thing up, and we're ready to get it on the dyno. So on track to having it back to him in time for his wedding, which has been a bit of a mission, but we'll get it there. Standard bake off our fresh paint off our new exhaust. It's smoky! Smoky, smoky. That fresh exhaust. I'll open that door right up, I think. 1287, never disappoints. So, ended up at 486 on the E, so a little bit less than I anticipated, but that's still a really good result, you know. Nearly 500, but, you know, nearly as in pretty close. 15 horsepower off 500. As far as aspirated 6 litre, just a cam package goes, like that's still, it's not the highest we've seen, but that is a freaking awesome result. And then when you drive these things on the 1287s and you feel how they drive, you wouldn't, you know, they're such a good combo. They're just such a good street combination. Now, we are not without issues though. Sorry, I should say. On the 98, we made, what was the 98? 472. So 472 on the 98, 486 on the E. Happy days. So tune went all good. Motor-wise is all sweet, but we do have an issue with this radiator. It is cracked around the filler. You can see it just leaking there. Not unheard of. These radiators do get old and brittle. We have had quite a few where it will actually just break off the inlet for the radiator. Just the plastic tanks, they do get old and brittle and start to crack. So that's obviously a problem. Now the owner's on his way to pick it up because he's got a wedding. That's why we busted us to get it done. So we don't have a spare one. So at this stage, we've got another VE ute here that's here for a similar package, not the same, but cam package as well. So at the moment, we're gonna flog his radiator, give it to this bloke so that he can take this and go to his wedding. And he's just got, we'll have to work out a price of some sort and obviously buy another radiator to replace the one in the ute. So that's how it's gonna happen because we obviously don't have time to do anything else. So we'll get it off the dyno, tune sorted, we're all good. Rex already did all the cruise tuning and stuff. It is a manual, so don't have to do gearbox tune, so that's sweet. So we'll get it off the dyno, get the ute in, get the radiator out of the ute, let this cool down, put the ute radiator in this, fill it with coolant. He can be on his merry way, order a new radiator for the ute. And yeah, that's how it's all gonna have to go. It's a pain, but it is what it is. All right guys, change of plan. We're actually not gonna do that. We have a VE. So what we're gonna do is swap the radiator out of our VE into it, leave the other ute alone, which is, yeah, the right way to do it, obviously, not using customer stuff. Would have been obviously fine to get us out of a pinch, it is what it is, but we have our own VE, we can use that radiator. So we're gonna use that, plus we were planning on camming that VE this week anyway, so makes sense. I'll pull that radiator out, use that, and then we'll have to sort out a new radiator for that. We'll work out a price with this guy and work that out. Anyway, that's that. So we'll get this off and we'll sort that out, but that'll be the end of this video. Don't think we need to document swapping out a radiator. It's a pretty simple job and has pretty much nothing to do with our cam package and our work. But another great result from another 1287 combo. Happy days. Awesome. See you later. All right, guys. Well, it's not that simple. Of course, it's not that simple. So there appears to be a difference between auto and manual, or at least it appears to be the difference between the two autos we've got here, which is our one, and the ute versus this one, where the condenser mounts to the bottom of the rad is actually different, which means we can't simply swap them over. It's not going to work that way. So yeah, I love it when things are that simple. The owner's literally on his way to come pick it up, and here we are trying to figure out how we're gonna sort this out. Heaps good, God damn it. All right, so none of the ones we've got are going to work. So Bo's just heading into town now to see if he can find some liquid metal to repair it for the time being so that he can obviously get it home, go to his wedding and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously it needs a new radiator and there's no way that we can get one in the next 2 hours, so yeehaw. Righto guys, and that is the result. So from 357 when we ran it up, when it got here, 472 with 98, 486 the 85. So happy days. We've been through it before. It's actually surprising to me how much difference there is between the 98 and the 85, to be honest. Generally we don't see very much change, and we've been through that before on the channel, and that is because these things, when they're cammed like this, are generally not knock limited. So E85 is not a huge advantage like a lot of people think it is when it's not a knock limited combo. But anyway, that's happy days. Print that out for him, and he's going to be here in about half an hour. We've puttied this up and it's looking pretty good, so hopefully that's enough for him to, you know, get him home, get him to his wedding. I mean, for all accounts, it may last for freaking forever, but you know, as long as it gets him home, gets him to his wedding, gets him sorted, and he can hopefully sort out a radiator closer to home. But freaking pain in the ass. It's always the way. It's always the way it freaking goes. Anyway, all sorted. Now I'm signing off the video. Thanks for watching as always. Smash like, smash subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out. See you. Bye.